Hey y'all, hey, this is Coffee with Friends, and I am raw to the bone. I know, come on in, come on in. Welcome back to me. You know, a lot of times when I travel, it's hard for me to come back. I get sad on the day, the last full day of my trip, and I be hoping and wishing to extend my days. But I was ready to come home this time. Maybe because I was in Jamaica in January and then I went back in February. And don't get me wrong, I absolutely had a great time. The weather was perfect. You know me, as long as the sun is shining, I'm out there on the beach. That's what I do. Good morning, Cheryl Lee. I did. I had the time of my life. And but by the last full day, I was like, okay. I could go home without feeling completely sad, right? I do miss the island of Jamaica. I love Jamaica. I do. The food was great. Now, the hotel we stayed in this time, the last three times I went to Jamaica, I stayed at the Bahia Principal on the luxury side. This time we stayed at a different place. We stayed at Rose Hall, the Hyatt Ziva Zilara. The difference between the Ziva and the Zilara is they're on the same property. They're right connected to each other. But there's a set of rooms that's on the Zilara side, that building, the Zilara building is all adults, and the Ziva building is family side. And so it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that many children. It wasn't that bad. The property was gorgeous. It was. The property was gorgeous. The food was good. The one thing I'm realizing about myself as I get older, when I was younger and traveling, I always looked for the turn up, like the turn up resorts, or when I got to the resort, I'm looking for, to leave the resort to find a turn up. One of the things in the last few years of me traveling, I noticed a few things. Also, I used to make reservations at all the restaurants on the resort because I wanted to have Italian one night, Japanese one night, Mediterranean another night, whatever. That's not me anymore. Good morning, Brandilla. That's not me anymore. I noticed that when I travel out now, I don't look for turn ups. I don't. I don't look for turn ups, right? That's number one. I don't even need the resort to be turned up. I don't. I look for peace, quiet, relaxation because my world on a daily basis at home is so damn busy and so damn hectic. With all the things I think about, some things I worry about, some things I'm planning, some things I need to do. That when I go on vacation now, I want my mind to be quiet. I don't know if that makes sense to y'all. And so this resort is a very quiet resort. There's no major turn-ups. Yes, there's bars everywhere, but people are just chilling, relaxing. And I'm going to tell you, that's all I did. I didn't make one reservation. Maria and I didn't make one reservation at any of these restaurants. We ate when we wanted to eat. We ate from the jerk hut most of the time. We got up in the morning and went and got our breakfast from the buffet, which has a fresh egg station, and the food was very good. They had a yardie station. That means all the authentic foods of Jamaica was in that section. And that's what I eat. I eat the yardie food anyway. And so for lunch, we did the jerk hut. And then for dinner, we did the buffet again, right? I didn't need to make reservations at these resorts. I don't need to get dressed up and go to these restaurants. I'm on vacation for pure relaxation. And that's what I did. And when I say pure relaxation, we were literally out of our room by 7:30, 8 a.m. every morning, laid in the sun until about nightfall, 7 o'clock in the evening. Okay, that's when we left the beach area. We were exhausted every day from that sun. So guess what time we ended up in bed most nights? 8 o'clock, 8:30, just back in our room underneath the covers, watching TV and just relaxing. And we had a swim out room, so we hung out on the patio where the swim out was and just talked and chatted, and we had a really good time. And so if you're looking for a quiet place to go, well, I would say go there. But the only bad thing I'm going to say about this particular resort is this. They need to upgrade their rooms. Now, I know Hyatt, that's an old resort. Rose Hall has been around for a really, really long time. I get it. But y'all need to upgrade your rooms, okay? For the price that is being charged, I do the renovations, do the fucking renovations, okay? Hey, I am DeCinta, do the reservations, okay? That's one thing. Two, the service needs to be a little bit better in the sense that if they did renovations, then they wouldn't have to, then I probably would not have said anything about the service because I probably would not have needed the service, okay? But our toilet, the day one we got there, our toilet didn't flush. So when we called downstairs, they said that there was a water issue, there was a water main break, and the water would be back on by 4. I think that that's something that you should have told us upon check-in, that don't go up in your room trying to dunk a number 2 because the toilets are not working. Like, you should have said that. Good thing none of us made a number 2. Good morning, Hillbilly. So after the water pressure came back on, our toilet was still acting funny. So I was like, I don't know. So Maria called downstairs again and was like, is there a water pressure issue again? And they were like, no issue. Well, by day 4, right? Because our toilet would only fully flush like every half an hour. Like if I went to pee right behind you, it's not going to flush. So I was like, this don't seem right. So day 4, okay, because my stomach acts up when I travel. And if my feet can't touch the floor when I'm sitting on the toilet, it interrupts my movements, if y'all know what I'm saying. Okay, TMI, I understand. But by day 4, my stomach was cramping. I was uncomfortable. I was bloated. And I felt like I could go to the bathroom. But I was scared because when I sat on the toilet to pee, the toilet water touched my ass, baby. I jumped up and hollered and jumped in the shower. Whole time Maria is asleep. She don't even know what's going on. So I jumped up and ran in the shower. And then I got out the shower and I called downstairs and I said, the toilet water touched my ass. Something is absolutely wrong with this fucking toilet. And I have to use the bathroom. Okay? Now, at this point, they sent an engineer up. That motherfucker in the bathroom trying to fix the toilet for a half an hour. My stomach is flipping, y'all. I'm like, oh my God. I might have to go to the 3rd floor, the lobby, because we were on the 1st floor because of the swim out room. I might have to go upstairs to the main lobby, to the main bathroom, and use the bathroom because he's still in the bathroom half an hour. This is at 11 p.m. at night, mind y'all. 11 o'clock at night. He calls a second engineer. Good morning, Valerie. He calls a second engineer. The second engineer comes in. They in there for an hour. That toilet didn't get fixed until after 12 o'clock. By that time, my stomach was fucked up and now I can't make the movement. Okay? Now my stomach is bloated, it's cramping, and I can't do it. I was upset. Like, you should be able to go to the bathroom whenever you want at your resort without worrying about the fucking toilet not working. And so, Maria wrote all these things down. We had a meeting with the supervisor of the Hyatt, and they offered us a resort credit to spend at the gift shops and stuff like that. I was like, I ain't got no room in my luggage for gifts and stuff like that. Like, I feel like when we complained by day 2, you should have moved our room. That's number one. You should have moved our room, upgraded our room for our inconveniences, or credited a day or two stay of the resort. Don't be trying to get me to go in your gift shop and buy shit that don't fit in my suitcase. And so, you know, Hyatt, you're going to get a Yelp review or something. Okay. And I put my review inside the Facebook Hyatt Zilara Ziva group too, because I'm like, So I just want to say this. Although the grounds are beautiful there, the food was good, I will not be back to the Hyatt Ziva Zilara. No, 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 no. Okay, everything was fabulous, but y'all need to get y'all rooms together. Fuck that. Okay? I'm sleeping there for 5, 6, 7 days. I need to be able to sleep comfortably. And I need to be able to use the bathroom comfortably. Now, it's not their fault that my feet can't touch the floor, okay, when sitting on a toilet. But I normally have to move like the garbage can to put my feet on the garbage can, or one of my bags or something. I just need something to prop under my feet. That's not their fault. But we do need functioning rooms, and we need upgraded rooms for the price that you are charging. Now, there were some other resorts that's on my checklist in Jamaica. And one of the resorts that's on my checklist, that was on my checklist, was Secrets Wild Orchids. But our driver, he said, don't go there. He said Secrets Wild Orchid has been open for so long. Their rooms are old. I was like, oh my God. Thank you, because Secrets Wild Orchid is expensive. And if I would have turned around and booked Secrets Wild Orchid and ran into the same similar problem like Hyatt Ziva Zilara, I'd have been mad. Because the one thing is I want my room to be nice when I get there. Hillbilly said Hyatt has ruined the resorts, in my opinion. I barely ever stay at a Hyatt. I don't even know when the last time I stayed at a Hyatt resort. But I always did want to go to Rose Hall, because Rose Hall not only has the Hyatt resorts on their property, they also have Hilton. A Hilton resort out there. If any of y'all follow this woman called Coach Stormy on Instagram, she was posting pictures and I was like, it looked like she's in Jamaica. Hey, Mark, it looks like she's in Jamaica. She was actually in Rose Hall, same area property I was on, but she was at the Hilton. I was at the Hyatt. And so, it's a nice area. But upgrade your rooms. I think they have a renovated side of Secrets. I don't know. But the driver, he said he drives people to and from the airport all the time. And the complaints about Secret is their rooms are old. Oh, okay, Valerie, you don't follow her. Yeah, their rooms are old. Great strategy on their part. How much can she fit in her suitcase? Exactly. I can't fit shit in my suitcase. Where am I going? So the next resort that's really on my list for Jamaica is Zoetree. Now, the driver said, oh, you will love it. It's quiet, it's peaceful. You get your own butler service. And, for the price, you better give me a damn butler service. Breathless is also on my list. I am DeCinta. He recommended Breathless over Secrets. He was like, go to Breathless, because if you go to Breathless, right, you have access to Secrets. I didn't know that. He said, if you book at Breathless, they're like on the same property or something. And if you're on Breathless, you can participate in Secrets activities. So that's a good thing, right? So Breathless is also on my checklist for my next stay in Jamaica. So Zoetree and Breathless are my two next resorts. Hillbilly, that's what Hyatt is going around doing. So what they did with they tried to do that with Bahia Principal, the hotel that I normally stay at in Montego Bay. Hyatt um went to, I guess, negotiations with Bahia Principal. So when I went there in January, I asked the workers there, I said, so I heard Hyatt purchased Bahia Principal. They were like, no, no, they didn't. They did partner with Hyatt, but Bahia will not sell to Hyatt. So what the agreement supposedly is that Bahia Principal is still Bahia Principal and run by Bahia Principal, but they're in a partnership with Hyatt where Hyatt members will, I guess, have extended services at the Bahia Principal. So if they book at Bahia Principal, they can use their Hyatt rewards and gain Hyatt rewards or whatever. And so there's one building that they're renovating, because of this. But the whole Bahia Principal was like, we are not. No, we are Bahia Principal. And I was like, I am so glad, because don't fucking let Hyatt come in here and fuck your shit up. Okay? Don't do that. I love Bahia Principal. And I even told Hyatt, I said, listen, I stayed at the Bahia 3 times and I love it there. What is the problem here? And she was like, oh, you like it there? I said, I love it there. Okay. The one that I just listed, Zoetry. Zoetry. So the other interesting thing is, when you get to Jamaica, the guys are always like, ooh, I want to come back to the USA with you. I was like, First of all, I got a man. That's number one. But number two, even if I was single, at my big old age, I'm not bringing nobody nowhere. I'm trying to get somebody to bring me somewhere. And that's what I said to him. I said, if I was single and I met a man that lives in the Caribbean, no, he cannot have my USA citizenship. But what he can do is give me his Jamaican citizenship. Okay, how about I want to live in Jamaica? I don't want to be in the United States of America. I'm working towards retirement. Why everybody trying to come here? I'm not trying to build. No. At this, if you are my big old age, you coming to the USA for what? To do what? Because if you're my age, you you should have been here and got the money so that you could retire back where you came from. Because I said no. And he said, you know what? No one has ever said that. I said, well, I'm saying it. I'm saying it. Okay? Why don't y'all offer up y'all citizenships? Because some people might want to live here. Like some Americans might want dual citizenship, but yeah, y'all just want to come to the USA. He was like, I would give it to her. I said, you would stay here in Jamaica. They always want to come to the USA. Ain't nothing here. I'm just saying. So happy March, y'all. Happy March. March is the month of awareness, y'all. We done left the month of love and we are in the month of awareness. Hopefully February treated you well. What did you guys do the week that I was gone? Good morning, Reginaldo. I am Jacinta. You've been busy thrifting, girl. You got me. You got me wanting to go to every thrift store. Okay, and just look for shit. Your stuff be so cute. You be picking up stuff talking about, oh, I could do something with this. Oh, this little skirt, I could do something with this. Okay. I just love how you do the thrift thing. And then the bathroom renovation with the old stuff in your house. Like I be watching and paying attention. Okay, repurposing shit and moving shit around. I'm with that. Okay, so keep doing your thing. I am Jacinta. Baby girl is coming home in 2 weeks for her 21st birthday. Oh my God. I know you feeling like Pure Joy Hillbilly. I know you are because you get so excited about baby girl. I love it. I absolutely love it. I love it. All right, guys. So we're gonna get into um March, and we're gonna read what awareness we should be conscious of, or what is awareness. How can we be more aware? Open your mind, open your eyes, open your heart. If the eyes of your mind and heart are not fully opened, there could be some love that you are not aware is present. Mm. I am Jacinta. You should listen. I'm going to throw this out there. You should do a thrift weekend event, a thrift shopping weekend event, right? For real. Invite some of us down there, okay? And do a thrift weekend event, okay? We go thrifting, you pick stuff out, and then we go through a series of trying them on, putting them on, styling them, and doing your YouTube video. Think about that. I think that's a great idea because many people like myself want to thrift, right? But I don't even know where to begin. Good morning, Ghost. I don't even know where to begin. I mean, I'm gonna hop over to the Goodwill and I'm gonna look up some thrift shops in my county and stuff like that and start sticking my head in there. But think about that. I am Jacinta. You are so good at it. Make it a thing. All right. And so today we're talking about awareness. And today is March 3rd. Oh my God, y'all. I cannot believe February is over and we are already in March. We are already in March. All right. Time is flying by. Also, I reached out to the travel agent to start putting together possibilities for Coffee with Friends and the summer soiree. So I will follow up with that this week and see where we are with that. The other thing is, I know 2025 is going really fast. And so 2026, wait, how old am I? 58. Oh, it's 2027. I'm 58, right? Yeah. So I have until 2027. Okay. All right. I was panicking, y'all, because I thought I was turning 60. See, this is what happens when you get older. I thought I was turning 60 in January, but I'm not January 2026, but I'm not turning 60 until January 2027. Thank God, because I started to panic because I was like, oh my God, I haven't even started my birthday shindig yet because I'm planning it in Costa Rica. Now, well, Sharon Lee, come here and thrift with me. The hell? I want a thrifting day. I do. I'm asking. I need a thrifting day. The weather is getting nicer. I want to thrift. Okay. I'm planning Costa Rica for my 60th birthday. Now, I'm torn. Originally, I wanted to get a house with a chef. But the way I be stressed when I get the house in Galveston for Friendsgiving, I don't know if I want that level of stress on my birthday. What I mean by that is I don't want to have to worry about people getting drunk, things getting broken. I'm scared, y'all. I don't want to be stressed by that. And I know how my anxieties are. I will be stressed by that. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find a nice adult resort in Costa Rica. It's very few of them, but there is one that I'm looking at that I might plan. Now, I'm not this is my 60th birthday, it's going to be, invitations for you guys to come out and celebrate with me. But I understand that I am not in y'all pockets. And, if you could come, you could come. If you can't, I understand. All right. But the goal is for me to celebrate my 60th birthday in Costa Rica. Okay. And so I thought I started to panic because I thought I was running out of time, but I'm not. So that's great news because January 2026, God willing, I might end up at Zoetry. I might end up at Zoetry. Maybe my man, I need my man to go with me this time though, because I want to do Zoetry like sexy. You must visit the ones in New York and Houston at I Am the Center. Listen, let's do it. Let's do it. Yes, Hillbilly, get outside. One of the things that I did come back with like some kind of cold. I took a COVID test. I don't have COVID, but my side, like I'm congested in here. It's clear now because I sprayed Sinex, the Vic Sinex saline solution up my nose. And I took Robitussin. But my nose is itchy. My nose is stuffy. My eyes are itching and my throat itches. And it could be allergies, but I'm not sure. So I might go to urgent care today just so that if I need a Z-Pack or something, they can give it to me. Because what I don't want to happen is I already have allergies and problems with my sinuses. I don't want it to turn into a sinus infection. I didn't know that, Valerie. I didn't know that. Yeah, I Am Jacinta. She threw up a video on that thrift adventure. I thought we were doing Antonio, Texas for Thanksgiving. We are. San Antonio. We're doing San Antonio. I was just saying when I rented the houses in Galveston in the past, I was stressed about that. And I was talking about when I said Costa Rica, that's for my birthday. But the Friendsgiving, yes, we're aiming for San Antonio. Okay. Yes, Ghost, you and I talked about this, right? You and I talked about this while I was in Jamaica. We talked about it. You FaceTime me and we talked about it, and I'm so happy. So Ghost shared it with the popular, with the population of people on here on Corporate with Friends, because I don't tell people business, okay? Unless they share it on here. Ghost said, I found my pops, never met him, but we spoke. When we last spoke was almost 15 years ago. All right. And so Ghost, I didn't get an update on, whether you reached out to him after we spoke while I was in Jamaica or not. But I would like an update on that. So think about that. Let me read the positive thought of the day before we get into that. But Ghost, we need more information on that. Okay. March 3rd. Let's put the positivity out in the air and then let's get into the conversation. March 3rd. I open my heart and mind to be aware. I cannot judge my clarity based on someone else's response. Now, Ghost, this message might be for you today. Well, it's for all of us. But Ghost, for some reason, with you coming on here talking about I found my pops, I need you to listen. Okay? One day the light bulb is going to go off in your head. You will become aware of what you are destined to do in life. On that day, you will feel drawn away from everything you know into a space of unknowing. You may be a bit frightened, but at the same time, you will be perfectly fine with what you don't know. You will be willing to give up everything and everyone you now know in order to pursue your destiny. Good morning, Debbie. Rest assured, on that day, should you share your new awareness, you are going to upset quite a few people. Mm. When the people in your life know who you are, they know how to push your buttons, baby. When the people in your life know who you are, they know how to push your buttons. Believe it or not, this makes them quite comfortable. They know just what to expect, and you give it to them. It is easy to understand why people get upset when you get clear. They get confused. When people get confused about you, they may try to convince you that it is you who are confused. A word of advice: don't worry about how people respond to your destiny. Need I say this shit again? Because, baby, I realized this 4 years ago. Do not worry about how people respond to your destiny. That ain't your business. Worry will make you confused. Okay? When your light bulb moment comes, sit alone in the light for a few moments. Give heartfelt thanks for each moment of your new awareness. Write down each of your thoughts. As you feel inspired to act, if you feel as you feel inspired to act, act. If you feel shaky or uncertain, sit down again. Call on the presence of the Spirit. If at any time during the process you experience a setback, do not, I repeat, do not ask another human being for advice. Remember, they could be confused. If you are directed by Spirit to ask someone something, be sure to ask who to ask. You don't just ask anybody when it comes to your destiny what you should do. Until today, you may have felt the need to have those around you approve your ideas and your insights. Just for today, turn all new ideas, insights, and revelations over to the Holy Spirit. Allow yourself the privilege of basking in the spiritual light of your own heart and mind. Today, I am devoted to becoming aware of the light of insight within me. Baby, let me tell you something. This is a message for that ass, okay? This is a message for that ass, okay? Do not worry about other people's opinions or inputs on your destiny. Sometimes when you start your journey, okay, many are going to get left behind. I don't mean left behind in a negative way, but you might become distant from those people. I have said it, and I've been saying it for the last 3 years. My world has changed, right? Because as I was growing into the things that I wanted to do, I realized there was a population of people in my life that really didn't support what I wanted to do. So they were sabotaging me in various ways. They were making me feel conscious about certain things that I was doing. They were making me feel insecure. I was unsure of myself. And I was like, hold up. They had me confused. I was confused. That confusion stopped when I distanced myself, I sat still with myself, and I recalibrated. And I said, you know what? This is what the fuck I want to do. This is my destiny. I don't know where it's going to take me. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to continue to do what I want to do. I was no longer confused. And my world changed. People, places, and things. And it's beautiful how it changed because people entered my life that was smarter than me. I don't want to be the smartest person in the room. People entered my life that have had different experiences that I want to experience myself. It gives me the drive to do. I met people who push me to continue along my destiny and support me through that. I met people that accept me for who I am authentically. And I am in my destiny and I am not confused. I used to get, you know, weird when people be like, oh, I don't like, that you do this and I don't like that you do that. Now I be like, okay, that's fine. I respect and understand your opinion, but that's me. Don't be confused. And it ain't your business how other people feel about your destiny. So I'm saying this, and the reason why I called out Ghost is because Ghost, I'm sure you have other siblings and stuff like that. And in a journey where you are looking for a parent, something that I've never experienced, because I know both of my parents and I've been in both of my parents' life. You might run into some obstacles during this time. Okay? Don't be confused. And don't worry about other people's input into what your destiny is. Get those lines of communication open with your pops, no matter what the outcome is. But you looked for him. That is what you wanted. So continue along your destiny. And as you are going and you hit those stumbling blocks and maybe some conflict comes in from other siblings or other family members or friends, that ain't your business. Right? That ain't your business. Continue on your destiny to bridge the gaps in your life that you want to bridge. That's a hell of a message today. Yes, Valerie, you attract your own kind of people along the journey. That is right. So true. I am Jacinta said, at Ghost, this is like deja vu here. Recently, my oldest brother, who is 45, from my dad, reached out to us, his siblings, us. We've never met this guy or talked with him ever. Ooh, so wait a minute. So I am Jacinta. He has his opinion, though. It doesn't change. He's your father. I am Jacinta. How do you feel about getting to know this sibling that reached out to you? How do you feel about the sibling reaching out to you? I am Jacinta. Ghost said, I've tried to give him a chance 15 years ago, and I felt like he played on top about my kid, and I wasn't going to start my fatherhood allowing him, of all people, to play with me. So I told him how he made me feel over the years growing up without him. Mm. Wow. Hillbilly is like, fuck him and concentrate on the siblings. What if the siblings aren't accepting? That's true. I am Jacinta. Speak it. I am Jacinta said he has his opinion, though. That doesn't change that he's your father. Right? Now, I've always said this. Everybody anybody that had kids is a mother or father. But that doesn't make them a parent. Right? A parent is someone that's in their child's life, teaching, watching them grow, instilling values in them, supporting their goals, just being there. That's a parent. Anybody that spits a kid out is a mother and a father. But everybody ain't a parent. But yet they are still our mothers and fathers. So how do we bridge the gap in relationships where we don't have parents, but we have mother and fathers, right? That we want to be in communication with. How do we get through the trauma and the gaps when these mother and fathers don't take accountability for the things that have occurred? How do you bridge the gap there? Hillbilly said, as a man, you tried. Rest easy. I am destined to say, you can't expect your dad to be how you want him to be at Ghost. Accept him for who he is today, because people change and situations. Wait, is there more? And situations. Oh, people change and situations. Ghost said, he's my dad, but definitely not my father. Not getting on you, just saying. Cheryl Lee says, sometimes when asked for advice, we answer as if the advice is for us instead of for the person asking for advice. It's a difference. So do you. That's true, Cheryl Lee. That's a great point. Right, Cheryl Lee. He goes, he's your father. He created you. A mother and father. Everybody that spit out kids is a mother and a father. They're not your parents if they're not in your life. They're not. Wait, Hillbilly. Hillbilly said, I asked Hillbilly, what if the siblings are not open to a relationship? He said, fuck them too. Can't make a purse from a soul's ear. You know what, Hillbilly? I cannot with these sayings. Okay? I cannot. I love it. Ghost said, 15 years ago, I reached out to my sister. Okay, here we go with the siblings. 15 years ago, I reached out to my sister and told her who I was, and she told me I was lying. I told her who I knew and knew about me on his side. She couldn't and didn't believe me, and she blocked me. There go the siblings. Now, I know exactly how this brings trauma into a family and battles, because my grandfather, and I told this story before, who was president of the NAACP, I believe the Spring Valley division, he had an affair with a woman that was also a member of the NAACP and had a child that we met about 15 years or so ago. Okay, now this is my aunt, newly introduced to the family. They did DNA tests. They did all that. After her mother passed away, she hired someone to find her father. She found her father. It was my grandfather. Now, my grandfather he was in a second marriage by then. He's been in that second marriage since I was an infant. But so we had cousins and shit that was blood through the second marriage, okay? Baby, when they found out my aunt Sarah existed, that side of the family, my grandfather's wife's child and their kids were bitter. They were bitter and they were mad that my grandfather cheated. But why? They took it out on my aunt. They didn't want to have a relationship with her. They didn't want to speak to her. They don't want nothing to do with her. And I'm like, why is that her problem? It's not her fault. Now, my aunt is younger than me. She might be in her 40s. She's younger than me. And I'm like, why are y'all mad at? That's some whack ass shit. Like, this sibling had nothing to do with the fact that our grandfather was a fucking Rolling Stone. Why are you blaming it on the sibling? And so there's a population of cousins that don't talk to this aunt because they're mad at her. That's stupid. It's dumb. It's stupid. But I'm not surprised because the population of people that don't speak to her, I don't speak to them either. Them cousins. Not really. Not really. Actually, I just don't. Right? And so I just want to put a message out there. If y'all find out y'all got siblings out there, stop being mad at the fucking siblings. Hold these parents accountable for their behaviors, not the siblings. Debbie said, I don't think I would trip on learning I had a sibling. They don't control what our parents do. I personally think I would embrace them with open arms. Me too, Dad. Listen, I have 4 brothers. My mother has 2 kids, me and my brother Tony. My father has 3 additional boys, Kazim, Hashan, and Colerain. Okay? Hashan and Colerain got one mama. Kazim got another mama. Okay? The one thing my parents did not do was when my father was out there, we all grew up together still. We all grew up together. The siblings never got mad. Because, first of all, my mother left my father when I was a toddler, so she didn't give a damn who he slept with. Okay? But the one thing about my father was, I don't give a damn what kids I have. They're going to know each other because fuck that. I would not trip. It ain't their fault. Valerie says she agrees with I am Jacinta. Ghost, you must meet him where he is in life. No judgments. Okay? And that's true. Because, baby, your life ain't all good either. My life ain't all good either. Okay? All I'm saying is that we all got some shit with us. We do. Just different shit. Just different shit. No judgments. Okay? Honestly, I don't know how to feel. So we've started slow with setting up a group chat. I told siblings we don't know his intentions. Slow is good. Slow is good, but at least you're doing it. Well, I'm with that. I am Jacinta. I wouldn't reach out to that sister again. I would not. I gave you I attempted to reach out to you and you fucking blocked me. Okay? And if for some reason later on down the road she approaches you or reaches out to you and you feel like you ready to have an open conversation with her, then so be it. But I wouldn't chase her. So, are you nervous about speaking with your dad / father? I'm open to a relationship with any of them, but I do have my guards up, as you should. That's normal. As you should. I mean, you don't know what you're walking into. I mean, this man is his father, but he's also a stranger. And his siblings are his siblings, but they're also strangers, right? And so I can understand why you would have your guard up, right? But try to be as open as possible with the intent on releasing your guards over time, right? You know what I'm saying. Oh, you talk to the wife and she knows about you. Okay. Debbie said, I really hate that happened to you, Ghost. Are there any other siblings? I'm willing to bet they don't all feel that way. Was your dad married? Is that why the sister is in denial? Well, he said he spoke to the wife 15 years ago. Ghost said, at the center, I have a lot of anger and frustration built up behind this whole thing. Understandably so. Understandably so. I am Jacinta says, sounds like you need to heal from that before speaking with them. That may open up another can of worms. Well, this is what I'm saying, right? That's why the message today, I asked him to listen to it. I did. Because there's going to be some confusion through this process, Ghost. There's going to be some confusion through this process, but don't let anybody deter you from your destiny. Right? If your siblings are not open, just have the conversation with your dad. And as they are saying on here, accept him for who he is today and not what you want him to be. Work towards healing that. Work towards healing that. Okay? Ghost said, at Deb, he went to the military and never contacted my mother again. Got stationed in Germany, found a woman there and married her and brought her back to the States. Had 2 kids. Good morning, Stacy. That's what some of these men do. They go to the military and they be picking up these foreign women and having kids and forgetting the families that they made in the United States of America. That is so damn sad. They still married to this day and live in Florida. Right. And right, Shirley. She ain't missing nothing. Not speaking with her. My Aunt Sarah is missing nothing. Listen, I love my Aunt Sarah. It ain't her fault my grandfather was a Rolling Stone. I don't know why some of my cousins got their heads up their ass about it. It's stupid. Child, it's stupid. Oh! Wouldn't that be some shit at Ghost? Wait, because this story sounds familiar. You my brother at Ghost. Just kidding. My dad was in the military too and had his firstborn, which is the brother who I've never met. And he married his mom. Child, y'all might be related. Do we need to have a DNA test? That would be interesting. Damn it. That would have been a good one. Right, Ghost, but you see what you're doing, right? You go, yeah, we all got our own shit, but I would never abandon my kids, right? That's you. Right? That's you. Hillbilly said they would have been better people if your light would have shined among them. They're lost. Exactly. But in order for you to get past this empty void, right? Holding on to the fact that he abandoned you and holding on to that anger might block you from getting good communication with him and finding out why. You don't want to get in your own way here, right? You want to open the gaps of communication with him and then ask your questions in a way where you can get some answers. Of course, I came back with a cold. I have a cold or something. I don't have COVID though. Stacy said at Ghost, and we don't know what happened to get here from there. Things happen with parents, and we may never know the truth. That part, that whole entire damn part, we don't fucking know. You don't know. All you know is what your mother told you or didn't tell you. Debbie said, my mom didn't grow up with her father and the relationship with her mom was strained. Well, we later learned that my mom was conceived by rape. When she got older, she found siblings. See? That's harsh. That's deep. That's traumatizing. That's a hell of an experience to go through and grow through. Cheryl Lee said, not knowing can be dangerous. Art had 9 kids, 8 of them boys, and lived right around the corner from where I was raising my 5 girls. What if they dated? That exactly. 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 Deb said they all got tested and learned they are all siblings, and surprisingly, a few others of them were conceived by rape. But they actually embraced each other. They were in their 50s, but it happened. Wait a minute. I mean, I can't, I got to go, y'all, but they were all raped by the same man. Like, that story is so, wow. Exactly. Just into like, wow. Like, I don't even know where to go from here. Wow. I mean, the fuck? Stacy said children raised with the parent tend to show loyalty to that parent. Sometimes that whole image they have of parents, they will not allow anyone to interrupt. True. I know, because hillbilly get on my nerves. Listen, hillbilly, when you stir shit, expect for it to stink. I mean, it's true though. Listen, hillbilly needs his own line of t-shirts. I'm not lying. He be coming up with the perfect fucking sayings. Like when you stir shit, expect it to stink. Like hillbilly. I just love it. My poor paw. Well, your poor paw, listen, he was spot on. Cheryl Lee said, yes, get to know him for who he is as opposed to the idea of what you wanted him to be at Ghost. Yes, I love that. Ghost said, as Cheryl, that's what I did 15 years ago. I had only reached out to connect because I was becoming a father. I told him, even though he wasn't there for me, maybe we can start here with him being a grandfather. He was with it. Asked for my address to send my son something. A week went by, nothing. 2 weeks, nothing. A month, nothing. 2 months, nothing. I went left and we haven't spoke since. Oh, God. Deb said, yes, their mothers were. One of the moms was his actual niece. It's a very interesting story, y'all. Wow. Wow. That's terrible, Debbie. That is terrible. Wow. What a show. I didn't think we were going to get this deep on day 1 of me being back. I didn't know we were going to get this deep. Now, Ghost, you and I spoke while I was in Jamaica, so I knew this was, the current events in your life. I didn't know you were going to talk about it on the show, but I'm glad you did, because the input that all of these people gave you on the show is good input. And I really hope that you navigate through this in a healthy way, because I feel like you need closure here. You do. One way or another. One way or another. Right? So give it another chance. Reach out to him. See what happens. Because this is bigger than just you. This is about your kids. Right? About them getting to know who their grandfather is, and any other cousins or whatever is happening, and if he doesn't want to engage at that point, then you might have to close the chapter on that. Yes, I am Jacinta. Yes. At Ghost, we stand with you. Please let us know how we can support you in this situation. Yes, I am Jacinta. So Ghost, we are here. Whatever you need from us and we can accomplish it, let us know. Jacinta, they need to write a book. Her story is so interesting. He was a serial rapist that never paid for his crimes. He never went to jail. What? Oh, God. We got to continue this conversation. This is crazy. This is crazy. That's a good question. Is that question for Ghost? Hillbilly, have you talked with your children, because he has more than one, about how he feels? About how they feel? That's a good question. Ghost has a few kids. I am Jacinta said about a year ago, Hillbilly talked about forgiveness, and the next day his brother passed away. Hillbilly, that day I got back right with my sister because of you. I remember that. I remember that. I remember that. I remember that. Like it was yesterday when Hillbilly talked about forgiveness and then his brother passed away. I remember that. And then the funeral came and the niece didn't show up. So your answer is, Ghost, you never talk to your children about this. Because I'm sure in the back of their head, they're probably wondering, do they have a grandfather? Where's their grandfather? I mean, outside of the grandfather that's in their life, your mother's husband, but I'm sure they must have asked, like, where is your dad? Like, kids are not dumb, right? My grandma actually married a man that went on to be a rapist as well because he raped my aunt and tried to with my mom. Oh, God, I can't. This is crazy. I am Jacinta says, so open your heart up for some forgiveness at Ghost. If it doesn't work, that's okay. You tried. Cheryl Lee said, it's really y'all a couple found out they were cousins with a 2-year-old at their wedding. They made the decision to marry anyway. Hope they wasn't first cousins, cause shit. Hillbilly, you ain't never lied. Talk to them kids, Ghost. Talk to them kids, because kids are not, I find that parents, see, we be like, why do people keep secrets? Why do people lie? Because we parents, we teach our children to keep secrets. We teach our children to lie. Like, there ain't no damn way these kids are walking around not wondering where your father is, right? But we don't talk about these things in our households. We just brush them aside. And that's it. And then we grow up and we hold on to these unanswered questions, and we build up all this trauma. We don't trust people because we're not honest with each other. Like, let's be honest. Like, my son know my parents, good or bad. And my mother wasn't going to allow my dad not to be in my life because she got on the train. You know how motherfuckers be like, oh, he don't come and get his kids. So he don't see his kids because I'm not taking these kids to him. No, my mama wasn't like that. My mama was like, oh, you not coming? Okay, I'm getting on the train and the bus because I didn't grow up having a car. My mama didn't have a car. She got on the train and the bus and went from Queens to the Bronx and made sure that my ass got dropped the fuck off at my father's house. See, these new parents, they be like, if he don't come get you, you're not going to see him because I'm not going out of my way to take you. Yes, the fuck I would. Go out of my way and take him. My mother did not play with that. Mm. Teach hillbilly. Teach hillbilly. Teach hillbilly. Teach hillbilly. Because let me tell you something. If my mom is not on here, she had knee surgery, so she not on here this morning. But let me tell you, your kids probably are afraid to ask you. They are. And especially because they know how you all goes, because you like, fuck this and then fuck that and fuck this and fuck that. So they probably don't want to stir up those emotions in you. You open up the conversation. You start the conversation. Get a hillbilly, man to man. Give him some manly advice. You hillbilly say, you start the conversation. Let them respond. Let them respond. Black people hold secrets due to shame, embarrassment, and also what others will think. Yes, Stacy, tell it. Tell it. My son was so disappointed in me because it took me until he got an adult in his late 20s to tell him how his dad ended up on crack and all the history that led up to it, right? Because I never wanted to talk about it. And he was like, I wish you would have told me this earlier because I'm just angry that he was a crackhead, not knowing how that journey came about, right? And so, people, I only had one child. And when I reflect, I should have had conversations with my child way before I did. Do not wait until your children are adults to have these conversations. Children are really, by 7 years old, you should be talking to your kids about stuff. Okay? Yeah, she had the surgery on Wednesday while I was in Jamaica. She's doing okay. She's in some pain and discomfort. Her physical therapy come over. She got to do her exercises. The shindig. She got the ice machine thing that goes on her leg. She's going through the process, but she's doing pretty okay. Thank you for asking, guys. I appreciate it. Wait. Debbie said, I didn't realize you weren't close with your stepdad. Do you feel like you are missing that connection with a dad father? That's a great question. We don't know parents' truth. We don't. We don't, Stacy. We don't. Not at all. That's why if you ever came to my family's cookouts and shit like that, I mean, some of them passed away by now, but earlier, some years ago, if you ever came to our gatherings, the ex-wives were there, the new wives was there, the new girlfriends was there, the ex-girlfriends was there. If you had a child by somebody in our family, you was considered family. And they came to all our events because we were like, fuck it. It ain't the kids' fault. So we go and float like a family. My grandmother, my aunts and uncles, they didn't care about shit like that. We were about the siblings, the kids, the cousins, being together on holidays and stuff like that. We didn't get into, oh, you can't bring your ex and make sure. My mama always came to the events. And she been divorced from my father since I was a toddler. Ain't nobody ever told her she can't come. Mm. Oh, Ghost, you said no, not at all. You're not missing that. I don't know, Ghost. I feel like when you say you're open to have a relationship with him, and the mere fact that you reached out to him 15 years ago and he did not respond, um, in a way where you got to interact with him further, and you're reaching out and you reached out to your sibling and she didn't respond in the way that you was an acceptable manner. And the fact is that you're thinking about reaching out again. It does tell me that you do want some type of relationship with your dad. And it's okay to admit that, right? The one thing about my son, his dad, rest in peace, he did say to me, all the years that he, you know, communicated distaste for his dad, in this last year, he said something to me that was really touching. He said, if my dad was alive, I wouldn't mind sitting down having a conversation with him. Being a father myself at this point in my life, I would love to have a conversation with him. That meant the world to me. That conversation will never happen because his dad is dead. But guess what? It tells me that he worked on healing that distaste in his mouth. He worked on that. And that helped him be a better dad for his kids. Stacy said, how can we judge without facts? Because as children, we have this idea of what parents are supposed to look like. When it does not pan out, we resort to anger and pain. Woo! Y'all going off in here today. What? This. How do we judge without facts? Right? We are given an image of what parents are supposed to look like. And when they don't look like that, what happens? Debbie said, at Ghost, I don't want to get personal, but we're about to get personal. But who did you get that connection from? Your grandfather? Hillbilly said, when no father figure exists, we tend to live by street logic, emulating those we come across that we look up to. So we loners actually have many fathers over time. Hillbilly. Wow. That's that community village mentality, Hillbilly. You are right. We actually have many fathers over time. And in some cases, many mothers. Wow. Well, I got to go because it's almost 10 o'clock, y'all. And this is my day one back to work. And so I got to catch up with work. But this was a deep conversation. And we are in the month of awareness. And listen, today's message was really deep in nature. We talked about, I open my heart and mind to be aware. I cannot judge my clarity based on someone else's response. This was the perfect message for today. I cannot judge my clarity based on someone else's response. Ghost, keep that in mind. Okay? Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. When people in your life know who you are, they know how to push your buttons. Keep this all in mind. Believe it or not, this makes them quite comfortable. They know just what to expect and you give it to them. Don't give it to them, Ghost. Okay? Don't give it to them. I cannot judge my clarity based on someone else's response. That ain't your business. Thank you, Hillbilly. Go said there was a guy my mom dated for a long time when I was growing up. We still talk to this day. Okay. Well, baby, happy fucking Monday. I didn't even play my song, but I'm gonna play the song going out. And I just want to say, y'all, that life is lifing for many of us, and a lot of us are still going through things and still healing through things. And I feel like healing is a lifetime journey, right? It really, really is, because every day we're gonna have new experiences, and there's going to be things that occur that we constantly need to heal on or work on, or new things that we identify about ourselves that we want to work on. So it's always a work in progress. All right. So don't get overwhelmed if you figure out that some other shit you got to figure out, like this now, ghost, right? Have a conversation with, hey, Johnny, have a conversation with your children. Start opening up dialogue about having a father out there somewhere and not having a relationship with him. Talk to your kids, right? This is where you build the foundation of open communication with your children, right? Why do we hide how we feel emotionally? Why do we keep secrets about the traumatic experiences we have in our lives? Tell them, and tell them how you feel about it. Okay? And with that, y'all, I'm out. All right. But you know what I say, move with peace and love. And I'm going to remind y'all that no matter how low, you can still go. Oh, is my shit not going to play? Oh.
Auxiliary mode. Bluetooth mode.
My shit ain't playing, y'all.
Connected.
I don't know. Let's see. There you go.
Low, you can still go.
Huh?
Even when you feel slow, you can still go.
I don't know what happened.
No hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.
And I don't. This is Coffee with Friends, and I am raw to evolve. Come back tomorrow, y'all. Remember, we are in the month of awareness. Move with peace and love, and get this message.
Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave.
Huh?
To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I'll be doing shit my way.
Hey, mother, I just talked about you.
It's a nice range, 'cause I've gone through the climb, I am like,
Hey.
never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't come.
Huh?
Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want,
Anything you need. Your mom's got the key ingredient. Better see with the negativity.
But I just slide right by that energy.
Huh?
Even when you feel low, you can still go.
Huh?
Even when you feel slow, you can still go.
Yes.
Even when there's no hope, you can still go.
I never answer to no man. I still, and I don't. I'm hard-headed as fuck, y'all. I'm out. See you tomorrow. Huh?